So you're thinking about moving to Sarasota in 2025. Hold up, before we start packing the beach chairs and Googling best waterfront neighborhoods, there's a few things you really need to know. And I'm not talking about the typical Sarasota has pretty beaches and a nice downtown kind of stuff. Nope, I'm talking about the real life, boots on the ground, nobody tells you this until you're already here kind of stuff. Because yes, Sarasota is booming, it's beautiful, it's getting all kinds of national attention, but it's also evolving fast in ways that can either make your move a home run or a total headache. I mean, CDD fees, they're pretty sneaky. Insurance costs, eye-opening. And those new construction neighborhoods, game changers if you know where to look. I've helped over 200 families move to Sarasota, and I have seen it all. From the families that have moved here and never looked back to those that, let's just say they wish they watched this video first. So if you want the inside scoop, the hidden gems, the true local guide, rather than just what Zillow's showing you, you have come to the right place. This isn't just another moving to Sarasota video that you've seen a dozen of. This one is actually gonna save you time, money, and a ton of frustration even before you book your flight. So stay tuned. Before we dive into where to live and what it actually feels like to call Sarasota home, let's pull back for just a second. Because if you've only seen the Instagram version of Sarasota, you know, Siesta Key sunsets, downtown rooftop bars, paddleboards on crystal clear water, you're missing what really makes this city tick. Picture this, I just rolled up to one of my go-to spots near Southside Village. There's a line outside the coffee shop, there's golden retrievers just chilling under the tables, retirees on golf carts parked next to Teslas, and a local band setting up under palm trees for the weekend crowd. This isn't some staged reel, this is just a random Tuesday. And that's what makes Sarasota different. It's polished, but it's not fake. It's upscale, but not out of reach. It's a city that somehow makes snowbirds, young families, artists, and business executives all feel like they belong in the same zip code. And when you see it in person, it just clicks. But here's the thing, none of that really matters unless you land in the right spot, because Sarasota isn't a one-size-fits-all. Where you end up living can either elevate your whole lifestyle or leave you wondering what all the hype was about. So let's start there. Let's understand why people are moving here like it's the new Austin and what makes Sarasota feel like more than just another Florida postcard. Here's why Sarasota's been showing up in everyone's group chat lately. It's not just the beach, it's not just the weather, and it's definitely not just the retirees anymore. In 2025, Sarasota is moving different. Families from Chicago, creatives from LA, snowbirds from Jersey, even locals from Miami and Naples are all looking for a better version of Florida. They're all pulling up, and once they get a taste, they're locked in. I've had clients show up here for a weekend trip just to, explore around and see what Sarasota is. And next thing I know, they're FaceTiming their friends back home from the model because they're ready to write an offer. It's wild. And here's why. Sarasota gives you options. You want a downtown condo with walk to brunch energy and sunset rooftop views? We've got it. You want that new construction master plan life with trails, lakes, resort style, everything? Well, let's head east of I-75. You want golf, gated, no maintenance? Cool. How about Lakewood Ranch, Azario, or something tucked behind the Legacy Bike Trail because you want to be a biker, get on the electric bike and go to the beach? We've got that. It's a lifestyle on demand, and no two people live it the same way. And then there's the financial side of things, because this is where people from places like California, New York start doing the math, and it makes sense for many of them. There's no state income tax, there's a lower cost per square foot, and you can trade that 1,100 square foot walk up in Queens for a 3-bedroom pool home with a water view and still have money left over for a boat. And what's crazy, you're not sacrificing. Schools are solid. Medical infrastructure is legit, the art scene is sneaky strong, and you've got everything from Whole Foods and craft breweries to opera houses and farmers markets in the same city. It's like Sarasota hit the cheat code and nobody told you. But, and this is where it gets real, not every part of Sarasota feels the same. And I've seen too many people fall in love with a house only to realize the vibe of the neighborhood wasn't even close to what they were expecting. So before you even think about searching best neighborhoods in Sarasota, you need to see what daily life actually looks and feels like here. And while watching this, if you catch yourself thinking, I can see myself living in Sarasota, there's a reason for that, and we want you to reach out. My team's boots on the ground every day, touring homes, talking to builders, grabbing coffee in these neighborhoods. We want to be your Sarasota real estate team of choice, and we can help line you up with a lifestyle that you're chasing. Because the beaches and the palm trees, that's easy to find. But how you live in Sarasota, where you got groceries, how long you sit in traffic, what your Friday nights feel like, that's what makes or breaks the move, and that's where we step in. So let's cut through the palm trees, the sunset reels. What does Sarasota actually look like living here after that vacation high wears off? Because this isn't a postcard, it's your life. And depending on where you land, Sarasota can feel like a laid back paradise or like you accidentally moved into your parents' HOA. Let's start downtown. If you're living near Main Street or the Rosemary District, it's got that walkable, artsy, grab a coffee and hit a gallery before lunch energy. Think of rooftop bars, high-rise condos, weekend farmers markets, and your favorite barista knowing your dog's name before yours. Now shift east a bit. Places like Palmer Ranch or Lakewood Ranch, we're talking planned communities, schools that get parents hyped in Facebook groups, miles of walking trails, and more pickleball than you thought legally possible. It's clean, it's tight, it's ideal for families who want structure without sacrificing sunshine. Then there's the beach life crowd. Siesta Key, Lido, Longboat. It's skimboards, golf carts, dive bars, the low key, the best fish tacos in the town, and locals who haven't worn closed-toed shoes since 2019. But full disclosure, parking's a war zone. During season, don't say I didn't warn you. And traffic, yeah, let's talk about it. Season hits, and suddenly your 12-minute Target run turns into a 24-minute slow roll behind a rental car with its blinker on for 4 exits. It's part of the deal here from January through April. Plan accordingly or live far enough out that you can avoid this circus. The weather, it's paradise for almost 8 months out of the year, and then summer hits like a wall of hot soup. It's humid, it's sticky, your AC bill will make you question your lifestyle choices, but by the time November rolls around and your friends are shoveling snow, you're posting beach pics in a tank top, so I'd say it balances itself out. But the real wild card, Sarasota's pace. It's not Miami and it's not Tampa. It moves at its own speed. Slow mornings, long lunches, sunsets that feel like rituals, and it's a life by design. But when it clicks, man, it clicks. You know, I had a couple from Kansas City move here several years ago. They had just retired and they were tired of the cold winters in the Midwest, and I helped them purchase the perfect house over FaceTime. I remember we had met before and we knew what neighborhood location. We had narrowed that down, but the house, we hadn't gotten that far. And I remember when we were between 2 different options, I told them to just trust me on the one that they ended up purchasing, and they did. And 2 months later, they were texting me pictures of the sunsets in their backyard, thanking me for helping them over FaceTime. They absolutely love their community that they live in, and they love the vibe that their house gives them every day. That's what Sarasota does when you find the right place, when you find your lane. But here's the twist. What makes this place work for one person might totally flop for someone else. And that's why before we dive into real estate and builders and all that jazz, we've got to talk about what's changing around here in 2025. Because Sarasota's not just growing, it's evolving fast. And if you're not watching closely, you might miss the moves that could seriously affect your budget, your timing, and where you should be looking. But I'm curious, what kind of Sarasota lifestyle fits you best? Is it beachfront walkable? Is it laid back suburb? Is it downtown? Drop it in the comments because I read every single one and I'm always fascinated to know more about my audience and those of you that are watching this video and what it is that you guys are looking for. So here's what nobody tells you when you're planning your move to Sarasota. The city you saw on your last vacation in 2021, that doesn't exist anymore. So here are some of the big changes happening. First up, east of I-75. That's where the game is changing. You got places like 3H Ranch, Lakewood Ranch, and Waterside expanding like crazy. What used to be a little too far out is now where all the smartest money's heading. More space, newer schools, lower prices for now, but that window's closing pretty fast. Then there's the infrastructure push. Have you seen what they're doing off of Lorraine Road in Fruitville? Widening projects, new roundabouts, and whole corridors just getting facelifts to keep up with all the growth. Translation? Places that felt disconnected in 2020 are about to be 15 minutes from everything. And the commercial wave, Sarasota isn't just beach boutiques and galleries anymore. We're getting high-end mixed-use zones, medical campuses expanding east, new restaurants going in before the rooftops are even finished. Some of these areas are turning into full-blown lifestyle hubs. Live, work, eat, repeat. And that's where it gets exciting. Because the Sarasota of 2025 isn't just growing, it's evolving into a mosaic of micro markets. Each pocket has its own vibe, pace, and personality. But if you don't know how to read the landscape, it's easy to end up in a place that checks all the boxes on paper, but feels all wrong once you finally get here and unpacked. So how do you choose the right part of Sarasota? Because finding the perfect house, that's only half the battle. Where you live and how it feels to live that every day, that's what makes the move worth it.
And so if there's one mistake that I see people make over and over again, it's that they get so laser focused on the house that they completely forget about the neighborhood or the location. And here's the deal, guys. Let me just throw it out there. Sarasota, it doesn't play by the rules of normal cities. See, within about 30 minutes of a drive, you could be on a 5 or 10 acre ranch with cows, or you could literally be in a beachfront condo right there on Siesta Key. So here's how we're gonna break this down. Start with your lifestyle, not your wish list. Are you waking up early to hit the gym and grab coffee before work? Or are you looking for that golf cart, pickleball, happy hour energy? Do you need A-rated schools and a Target 10 minutes away? Or are you chasing space and peace and zero traffic? Because Lakewood Ranch might check all of your boxes on paper, but if you're a nightlife person or need quick beach access, you might go stir crazy. Same goes for downtown Sarasota. Tons of walkability, restaurants, culture, but your money's buying less space and a lot more buzz. Commuting matters too, even in paradise. I've seen folks fall in love with a home down in Nokomis and then they realize that they're spending 45 minutes each way to get their kids to school over in central Sarasota or northeast Sarasota, or buying in East Lakewood Ranch only to find out their job pulls them into downtown Bradenton every day. So take your daily rhythm, your work, school, groceries, gym, weekend hangouts, and reverse engineer your home search from that. It's not just about where you want to live, it's how you want to move through the city. And don't sleep on the feel. I always tell my clients, drive through the neighborhood at 7:30 a.m. and again at 7:30 p.m. That quiet cul-de-sac at noon, it might be rush hour chaos, Friday night party central. Look for sidewalks, listen to noise, talk to people, get a vibe check before you commit to that area. We've got snowbird heavy zones like Venice where things slow down from May through October, or there's like a golfing community in the Palm Ranch area that I swear in the summertime, it's literally a ghost town. But then during season, December through April, you can't even get a reservation at their restaurant. We've got super local year-round energy in places like Southside Village and the Rosemary districts. And then there's the I want brand new everything crowd looking for Waterside, Welland Park, or even Parrish, just over the county line. The point is, Sarasota isn't a one-size-fits-all. It's layered, and the best way to win here isn't by chasing a house. It's by finding a neighborhood that fits how you want to live.
And if you need help dialing all of this in, reach out. My team and I, we live this every day. We know which communities are blowing up, which ones are quietly crushing, and where the sweet spots are for your lifestyle and budget. All of our info is in the description below, and we want to help you find the perfect place to live for you and your family. Finding the next place to live is one thing, but let's talk about the part nobody wants to talk about until it's too late. The real cost of living in Sarasota right now. Because yeah, the weather's amazing, but you might not always feel the same way about that mortgage payment. So the sunshine's free, but everything else, not so much. Home prices in 2025, they're definitely stabilizing. You can find solid homes in the 500s and 600s, but if you're eyeing beach access, new construction, or anything inside a gated golf community, don't be surprised when you're bumping up against 800,000 or more. Now sure, Florida's got no state income tax, which is a win, but Sarasota's still got to get its slice, so property taxes here are manageable, but once you add in the CDDs, the HOA dues, and those sneaky assessments in master plan communities, your monthly payment can jump by a few $100 real quick. Insurance is another one people sleep on. Post-hurricane rate hikes have made wind and flood coverage way more expensive, especially west of I-75, close to the water. Those premiums, they're gonna punch your budget right in the face. And then there's the stuff that nobody talks about until it's too late. I'm talking $100 here for pest control because you know bugs run this state, $100 to $200 a month to keep your pool from turning green, and utility bills that spike every time you even think about running the AC. I'm not saying this to scare you, I'm saying it so you don't walk into your dream home and get blindsided by the monthly reality. My team and I break this stuff down for every client before they fall in love with something that they can't afford long term. No fluff, no fine print, just facts. Because the cost of living in paradise, it's real, but with the right plan, it's absolutely worth it. And how about I continue with this Sarasota living reality check? Because the money is only part of the equation. The vibe, that's the make or break.
And here's the thing, Sarasota is not a vacation, it's a lifestyle, but it takes a minute to settle into it. You're gonna trade honking car horns for birds in the banyan trees, replace that morning power walk with a slow roll through the farmer's market, people here wave at you in traffic, and yeah, at first it's weird, and then it becomes your favorite part of the day. But reality is, it's not all watercolor sunsets and seafood dinners. Summer will test you. I mean, it's like 95 degrees outside right now, and yes, I'm wearing black, but you know what? It's pretty. I think the video is gonna turn out good, so that's kind of why I'm here. The humidity, it hugs you like a wet towel. Afternoon storms roll in like clockwork, and love bug season, yeah, it's kind of real. It is Florida after all. But you know what else is real? The feeling you get watching your kid chase lizards barefoot in the backyard or sipping coffee on the porch while sandhill cranes strut through the neighbor's lawn like they own the place. There's a rhythm here that grounds you. It slows you down in the best way. You know, I had this couple from New York that lived on this small little island nearby, and their favorite part of living there was that they would forget all of the hustle and bustle of living in New York. They could watch the sunsets over the water, listen to the birds, and sit out and soak up some vitamin D anytime they wanted a mood lift. That's Sarasota. It softens you. It reminds you how to live. And it's not boring. It's far from it. There's always something happening if you know where to look, that is. Jazz under the stars at Selby Gardens, night kayaking through the mangroves, gallery walks, beach drum circles, secret speakeasies joints. Yep, that's actually a thing now. So yeah, Sarasota has its quirks, but that's the charm. It's not trying to impress you, it's trying to keep you. And if that sounds like something you're into, just wait till you see how to actually lock it in. Because the next step, that's where it all comes together.
So if you're still here with me, nodding your head, imagining your toes in the sand, and maybe daydreaming about the perfect Sarasota sunset, here's the thing. Don't try to figure this out alone. Sarasota's market can move fast. Neighborhoods are shifting, builders are changing incentives weekly, literally weekly. And that perfect house that you've saved on Zillow, it might already be under contract by the time you book a flight to come see it with me or one of my partners. But here's the good news. You don't have to wing it. This is what my team and I do every single day. We're out here, boots on the ground, checking new builds, scoping neighborhoods, figuring out which pockets are the hidden gems and which ones might look pretty online, but feel off once you're standing there in person. Whether you're 6 weeks out or 6 months away, reach out, shoot us a text, drop us an email, slide into our direct messages, whatever it is that works for you. We'll help you build a game plan that fits your lifestyle, your budget, your timeline. No pressure, just straight up guidance so you don't get blindsided by hidden costs or end up in the wrong spot. And hey, if you're still in research mode, that's cool too. I've got a whole playlist lined up with deep dives into Sarasota's best neighborhoods and insights into what it actually looks like living in Sarasota, Florida. So click into the next video, keep soaking up the information, and when you're ready to turn the dream into a plan, I'm your guide. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.